Cypress Development Corp's flagship lithium project is located just east of Albemarle's Silver Peak mine in the heart of Clayton Valley, Nevada. A 12-hole exploration drill program for lithium-enriched claystone on Cypress's 100% controlled properties is now underway. Cypress Development Corp trades on the TSX Venture Exchange, symbol CYP, the Pink's CYDVF, and on Frankfurt's C1Z1. For more information, please visit our website, cypressdevelopmentcorp.com.
Welcome to the Goddard Report. Comments made on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com are an expression of opinion only. Here is Jim Goddard.
My guest is Maxime Bernier. He's the leader of the People's Party of Canada. You can find them at peoplespartyofcanada.ca. Maxime, welcome to the Goddard Report.
Thank you very much. I'm very pleased to be with you.
Maxime, will you be in the riding of Burnaby South prior to the by-election on February 25th?
Absolutely. I'll be there this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and I will campaign with our candidate, Laura-Lynn. So I'm looking forward for that.
Can you tell us about Laura-Lynn Thompson?
Yes, I'm very pleased that she decided to run with us. She's a great lady, and we have a lot of good candidates in these by-election, the one in Simcoe and the one in Outremont, Quebec. Laura-Lynn, she's engaged in her community, and I'm very happy that she decided to be with us. She's a strong person with strong views on different point of view, but the most important, like us, she shares our platform on individual freedom and personal responsibility. That's very important for us.
Will the People's Party of Canada be running candidates in all ridings for the October federal election?
Yes, we will. We will have 338 candidates. It is very important for us. We're a new party, and we're working on that. Actually, right now, we have organization all across the country with, and we'll ask them to help us to find good candidates like Laura-Lynn for the next election. And our goal is to have all our candidates before the end of May this year.
Have you announced your platform yet?
Yes, it is the same platform that I used when I was running for the leadership of the Conservative Party of Canada, based on individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect, and fairness. And that platform was very popular. So, it's the same one, and that I'm campaigning on that platform since the beginning of the creation of the party last September.
Are any of the other parties running in the federal election announced their platforms yet?
No, they're too busy to do polling and focus group and things like that. For us, we don't believe in that. We have a platform that is based on our convictions and our principles. So we want to speak with bold reform that need to be done in this country about like the equalization formula, having a new formula that would be fair for everybody and less generous. We have a platform that is strong on pipeline. We want to be sure that we'll be able to build pipelines in this country. And if you need to use the Constitution, the Section 9210, to be sure to build a pipeline in this country, we will do it. So we have a platform that is very, very important for the future of our country, for being sure to have a freer and a more prosperous country.
Section 9210, what exactly is that?
That's the section who you can declare a pipeline for the advantage of our country, and like that, it's only the federal government who has jurisdiction over pipeline, and that's important. So if Quebec or BC, they are against a pipeline after consultation, they won't be able to block a pipeline. So what I'm saying, we need to have pipelines in this country. We need to do consultation, but at the end, if necessary, a PPC government won't hesitate to use the Constitution for that for being able to build pipelines in this country.
Did the derailment of that oil tanker train in Manitoba prove that pipelines are a safer way to transport oil?
Absolutely. That and also the tragic tragedy that happened in Lac Mégantic, Quebec 6 years ago. As you remember, a train also derailed in a small village over there in Quebec. And so it is safer not only for the environment, but for people, for the population. And Quebecers, they understand that. We have to speak about it all across the country. And we are in 2019, and I believe that we are able to build a pipeline with new technology that will respect all the environmental regulations and concerns.
The other parties are slinging mud at you. Is that a good sign that they're worried?
I think you're right. In the beginning they were ignoring us. Now they're throwing mud at us because we are speaking at what Canadians want to hear about what's happening in this country. And, we're not ashamed to speak about immigration. And, for example, we want to have fewer immigrants, 250,000 a year, like we had under the Stephen Harper government. We want people to come to our country to share our Canadian values and Western civilization values. So all the other parties and the Conservative, they want more and more immigrants, and they don't respect the population on that, because 49% of Canadians said in a poll that they want fewer immigrants. So we have a strong platform, and we are ready to do bold reform, and I think people like it. And so that's new for the old traditional parties like the NDP, the Conservative, and the Liberal. So now they are attacking us, not on the ideas, but throwing mud at us. And, it must be a good sign.
Is the People's Party gaining traction with people who no longer want to be ruled by the establishment and the political elite?
Absolutely. In our organization, the Writing Association across the country, we have with us people who didn't vote at the last federal election. As you may know, 30% of the population in Canada didn't vote at the last federal election in 2015 because they don't believe in politicians anymore. And we are doing politics differently. There's no taboo subject for us. There's no political correctness also. So we are attracting these people who are fed up with the way that politics that politics is done in Canada with the old traditional parties.
Are the leaders of the other parties intelligent enough to be the leader of Canada?
I think that would be the population who will judge that. And with our platform, we are speaking to the intelligence of Canadians. We're not afraid to create debate because that need to be done, like in immigration, like for the equalization formula. We're the only party to speak about that, but that's important for the future of our country. And I think Canadians, the more I'm speaking about that, the more they understand. So the other politicians, they just tender to every special interest group and try to please special interest group and buying votes with people's money. We are putting the people first. We are working for the people. And so I hope our message will be very, very well received during the next election in a couple of months from now. And if they like our ideas, the other politicians, I'm not concerned about what they're doing. I'm too concentrate of having a positive message. And if they want to speak about other things that are not true or it is not important for Canadians, that's their decision. But for us, we focus on the reality in this country and real policies that will solve our challenges.
Who does Conservative leader Andrew Scheer answer to?
I'll give you an example. The cartel of supply management. Canadians are paying twice the price for dairy, poultry, and eggs. Andrew Scheer and also Justin Trudeau and the NDP, they want to work for that cartel. 19,000 producers under supply management. They don't want to work for 36 million Canadians. And so, yes, they're pandering to a special interest group to buy votes and to try to have more votes in different regions of our country. So they are pandering to these groups. So answering your question, if they are not able to resist the pressure of these special interest groups, how will they be able to resist pressures from other interest groups? So they are not working for Canadian consumers. We are working for Canadian consumers. And, I'm against that cartel. That's too important for us, and it's the best policy for this country.
Should Canada have a secure food supply?
A secure what, sorry?
A secure food supply. Is that why these things exist, or is it just to line somebody's pockets?
It's the freedom of choice. The most important is because of freedom of choice. I want Canadians to be able to buy their milk from another country if they want, to buy their eggs, their poultry, their chicken. They must be free to buy what they want to buy. So now they are not because of that cartel. And I want these people, the producers under supply management, also to be able to export their products. They can do that. They're having a good quality products like milk and cheese, and they're not able to export that because of that cartel. So it will be good for the consumers, but also for these producers. And so that's important. For me, we are taking that position because we don't tender to any special interest group first, and second, we want Canadians to have a freedom of choice.
Is Justin Trudeau trying to buy himself an election with Bill C-76, the Elections Modernization Act?
Well, they're doing that with that bill, but also, we want the media to be independent from the government, but Justin Trudeau in the last budget, he just did the opposite. Now the media are more dependent from the government because, as you know, he's giving huge subsidies to the big media. But people will judge him by his actions. Like, he said to us that he will balance the budget in the first mandate, and that was a lie. He said to us also that we'll have a small deficit, about $10 billion. That was a lie. The deficit today is still around $20 billion. So, and he said to Canadians that it will change our democracy, the way that we are going and voting with the system and having a new system based on a proportional system. I don't have any opinion on that, but he said that was the best system to have, and at the end, he didn't work on it. So, he said a lot of things during the campaign in 2015, and I think Canadians will remember that.
We'll have more with Maxime Bernier right after this.
I'm Douglas Mason, CEO of Naturally Splendid, symbol NSP on the TSX Venture Exchange. Naturally Splendid is a biotechnology and consumer products company focused on the global cannabis and health markets. Naturally Splendid is expanding distribution in this rapidly growing market with products currently in Canada, the USA, South Korea, Germany, and Australia. To view our comprehensive company presentation and for more information, please visit our website at naturallysplendid.com.
I'm Kelly Jennings, CEO of PowerBand Solutions. PowerBand is a cloud-based provider of auction, inventory, and finance solutions that make buying, selling, and financing vehicles more efficient. PowerBand Solutions trades on the TSX Venture Exchange symbol PBX and on the OTCQB symbol PWWPF and on Frankfurt symbol 1ZV. For more information, please visit us at powerbandsolutions.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Maxime Bernier. Maxime, after receiving nearly $600 million from the Trudeau government, are the mainstream media in Canada likely to wait until after the October election to confirm that Canada is in a recession?
Well, economically, there's a big challenge in Canada and in Western Canada for sure, Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC. So there's a big challenge over there, and the government didn't want to admit it. But, we will speak about that. When you have high taxes like that, when the corporation and the entrepreneurs are investing outside this country, not in Canada, when we have less foreign investment in this country, less investment means, lower job and less jobs. So that's important. Investment, are the engine of the economy. So we need more of that. But with the economic policies at the federal level under the Trudeau government, they are doing the opposite. They don't try to stimulate investment. They're spending a lot of money, and they are telling us that it is a stimulus for the economy. But everybody knows that it is not a stimulus, it is a sedative for the economy. And yes, we may be in a recession soon, and a real recession soon, and nobody wants to admit that. But that's because of the bad economic policies of the Trudeau government. And the Conservatives, they don't want to do anything also. They don't have any platform, they don't have any idea. They did a huge deficit also when they were in power. And shame, I was with them at that time. But at least they were successful to come back to a balanced budget. But the Conservative thinks that more spending will help for creation of jobs and wealth in this country. But it won't. We must stop the spending. We must lower taxes. We must give back the money in Canadians' pocket and having less regulation also. So more freedom, less government that would be the best solution to have more prosperity in this country.
We hear thousands of scientists are calling global warming a hoax. Is the global warming narrative being used by globalist-friendly governments as an excuse to levy more taxes on the citizens of their respective countries?
I agree with that. It's all a redistribution shame that the fight against climate change. I said I'm the only leader who said, at the federal level, we won't do anything for that. We'll have a platform on the environment to be sure to have clear lake, clear river. I want Canadians to be able to swim in their lakes, to fish in their river. That would be important. But climate change, if a province wants to do something, that will be their decision. So for me, I want to be like Justin Trudeau and Andrew Scheer, telling Canadians that we can solve the problem in the world on climate change when the emission of Canada is only 1.4% of the global emission. Trudeau said that he will achieve the Paris Agreement target, but everybody knows that he won't be able to do that. And Andrew Scheer said, he won't impose a carbon tax, but he will impose more regulation, more subsidies. So it's about the same, and at the end, that will have an impact on a cost for Canadian consumers, on price that Canadian consumers are paying. So we're not playing that game. We're very honest with Canadians, and we'll have a platform on the environment, but climate change will let that to provinces.
We hear carbon taxes are job killers. Your thoughts?
Yeah, it is a job killer. That's why we don't promote that, and it's not the best way also to fight climate change.
If you become the next Prime Minister of Canada, would you support the Paris Accord, the UN, the World Trade Organization, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and globalism?
No, I won't support globalism for sure. I'm open for trade, but real trade. People must be free to buy something from another country or to sell something from Canada to another country. So less government intervention in trade. Globalism and the UN, I said UN is a dysfunctional organization. And, the Paris Accord, I think it's a bad accord, and Canada must not be part of that. Under a PPC government would be sure that Canada is not part of that. About the UN and the UN compact on migration, that they want migration to be normal on this planet. It is not normal. We need to decide our immigration policy in Canada, and so that's why I said I'm against the UN compact on migration. So let's control our border. The security and the prosperity of this country, it's important, and that will be the key for our foreign policy. We need to be focused on the security of our border. We need to be focused on the prosperity of our country.
Does Andrew Scheer support the Paris Accord, the UN, the World Trade Organization, TPP, and globalism?
Yes, he did. The first thing he did when he became the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada was to whip a vote on the Paris Accord. So he believed in that, and he will have a strong program to fight climate change that will be with more regulation, like I said. So absolutely, yes, he's like the Liberal. That's why I've called them the Lib-Cons. The Liberal and the Conservative are the same party.
The Liberal candidate for Burnaby South wants the UN to control the Internet. Do you think that's a good idea?
it is a crazy idea. Internet must be free. That's people must be able to do what that they want to do on internet. And so I don't want the UN to control the internet. That's completely ridiculous.
Should government lobbyists be banned?
Lobbyists who?
Government lobbyists. People pleading to the government to do things their way.
No, I don't think so, because we have a legislation on lobbyists. So if they want to lobby a politician, they have to register, and the population know that they are lobbying a politician. Like we know that SNC-Lavalin did that with Justin Trudeau, with Jack Nixon and Andrew Scheer. They lobby them for being sure that the SNC-Lavalin will have a privilege and will be above the law. And so that's important to know who's lobbying who. For me, I didn't have any meeting with SNC-Lavalin. I won't have any meeting with SNC-Lavalin. My position on that scandal is very clear. It's all about crony capitalism, and it's all about putting a corporation above the law. The law is there, and everybody must follow the law.
Should government subsidies paid for by taxpayers be stopped?
We're against corporate welfare. We want to cut all subsidies that the federal government is giving to businesses. We can save $5 billion there, so that would be important. We'll save that money, and we'll use that money to lower taxes to every single Canadian.
The federal government just gave a $40 million grant to BlackBerry to develop driverless cars. Is that a waste of taxpayer money?
It is a waste, Let's be fair for everybody. Let's lower taxes to every entrepreneur. So our platform is to have a flat tax of 10% for every corporation in this country. That's a fair policy. No more subsidies, So that is, we are very clear about that. And we are the only party to speak about it also. The Conservatives are too afraid to lose vote and that's why they're for corporate welfare.
Should Canada propose real free trade with the U.S.? No tariffs, no barriers, no subsidies?
Absolutely, yes. And the federal government didn't have the best deal with the U.S. because they didn't put on the table the abolition of the cartel of supply management on milk, dairy, and eggs. So, and the Americans are not able to sell milk, dairy, and eggs in this country. We need to change that, and the way to change that is to have a real discussion about free trade with President Trump and giving that cartel for the benefit of Canadians and our relationship with U.S.
If you became the next Prime Minister, would you work on repairing Canada's relationship with our biggest trading partner, the U.S.?
Absolutely, yes. And that's why I will put that on the table, the cartel, and we'll be sure to work for less government intervention in our trade between our two countries.
Should Canada rebuild its manufacturing sector?
Yeah, we must rebuild not only the manufacturing sector, but all sector of the economy. We won't have a platform only for manufacturing. We'll have a platform on different subjects, so that's important, on different industry. So yes, we should do that with the right economic policies, not with the privileges and subsidies.
We'll have more with Maxime Bernier right after this.
Grand Portage Resources recently completed the 2018 drill program on its 100% controlled Herbert Gold Discovery property located in the prolific Juneau Belt in southeast Alaska. Drill results are expected through late 2018. Past drill results included numerous multi-ounce gold assays on multiple veins. Grand Portage trading symbols are GPG on the TSX Venture, GPTRF on the OTCQB, and GPB on Frankfurt. For more information, please visit our website, grandportage.com.
Don't miss out. Stay informed. Receive the HowStreet.com weekly recap with thought-provoking podcasts, radio, and articles delivered to your inbox. Sign up for the HowStreet.com weekly recap on our homepage at HowStreet.com.
Welcome back. We're speaking with Maxime Bernier. Maxime, President Trump, as a developer by trade, has referred to steel from China as dead steel because of its low quality. Should Canada stop importing inferior quality products like steel?
I don't think so. Canada must be, not Canada, but entrepreneurs who need the steel must be able to import that. but we have good steel here in Canada. So, people must be free. That's the free trade. If the steel is not a good quality, maybe the entrepreneur won't import that steel, but that must be their decision, not the government decision.
As Prime Minister, would you remove all the provincial trade barriers?
Yes, it will be. It's part of our platform. It would be important. The only way to do that, because, it's coming by legislation at the provincial level, we need to have a commission, a free trade commission in Canada that will look at all the trade barriers that provinces impose on Canadians, and we will need to bring into court a province that don't respect the Constitution. So we can use the Constitution to be sure to have a real free trade in this country, and we will do it.
We keep hearing rumors of political corruption at all levels of government. Would you be tough if people were convicted? Would they get jail time?
Absolutely. We need to be strong, and we need to be sure that Canadians and people who want to do crime, that they understand that there's a strong punishment in Canada for that. And yes, we'll be tough on crime for sure.
Canadian politicians are notorious for not keeping their promises to voters. Would you keep all your promises?
Yeah, it's a pledge. It's a pledge to Canadians. That's why we created that party. I fed up with traditional politicians like Andrew Scheer, Justin Trudeau, and Jack Mixing. So let's have a real discussion about the real issue. That's what we are doing. And I'm saying to people, if you don't like what I'm saying, it's okay. You can vote for another leader, another party. If you like what I'm saying, I hope that you'll vote for us and be part of our party and be the change, because we need to change the way we are doing politics in this country. That's what we are doing.
The Liberals and Conservatives are referred to as the Libcons. Is that because they're both run by the same political establishment?
The establishment, the elite, and the focus group, the polling, the no conviction, no principle. Yes, you're right.
What would you do to lower the tax burden on Canadians?
Yeah, I would have only two tax rates, one at 15% for Canadian earning more than $15,000 a year, up to $100K, and for earning more than $100K, it will be taxed at 25%. So 2 tax brackets instead of 5. And for the poor, we will raise the personal exemption. That's the amount at the federal level. When you don't pay any income tax at the federal level, we'll raise that up to $15,000. So yes, we have a bold reform, and that would be important for us. That would be the way to lower taxes to every single Canadian.
Does Canada really have freedom of speech?
I hope so. Yes, we're supposed to, but on campuses, it's a little bit challenging. And we must promote the freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of choice. And that's why this party is built on 4 principles: individual freedom, personal responsibility, respect and fairness. And all policies are in line with these principles.
Maxime, if there was just one thing that could sum up your party, what would it be?
We are the People's Party of Canada. We are working for the people. We are putting people first. We're not playing the old political games like the other political parties. We are doing politics differently. There's, for us, no political correctness. We must speak about what needs to be done in this country, and we're doing that. So my message to Canadians, if you want to have a real change in this country, if you want to do something different, and don't vote against something at the next election. Vote for something. Vote for what you believe in. Vote for your values. Be the change. Be part of the change. And come with us at the People's Party of Canada, the only principled political party.
And how can they find out more about the party before the by-election in Burnaby South on February 25th?
They can go on the website, peoplespartyofcanada.ca. They can be in touch with Laura-Lynn organization on the ground. I hope that everybody will help her. We need to send a strong signal in Ottawa. And sending Laura-Lynn, she will be a great member of parliament, and she will represent Burnaby in the best way. But the most important, she is a principled politician like myself and like our party. So that's important for us. I hope she will be able to have your support.
Maxime, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. Have a nice day.
My guest has been Maxime Bernier, leader of the People's Party of Canada. You're listening to the Goddard Report on TalkDigitalNetwork.com. If you have any questions for the show or our guests, you can send them to info@HowStreet.com. I'm Jim Goddard. Thanks for listening.
Comments made on the Goddard Report and TalkDigitalNetwork.com are an expression of opinion only. The Goddard Report is available online and mobile at TalkDigitalNetwork.com. The Goddard Report is a production of How Street Media Incorporated.